Hey everyone, to another episode of Dimitra's Dishes. Today I have another delicious, juicy roasted chicken recipe. This is a little different because it has some tomato paste in it. I normally make lemony flavored chicken or sometimes a honey glazed or balsamic glazed chicken, but the tomato in here reminds me of like a coquini store recipe, which is a tomato-based stew that we make with beef and chicken, and it's the base of things like uvetzi and traditional Greek meals like that. But this time, the chicken is gonna be crispy on the outside with all of that tomato-type flavor that's gonna be warm and delicious because of the oregano and the little hint of cinnamon in there. And the tomato sweetens in the oven, and it's so good. The chicken is juicy on the inside, and it's simple to put together. Perfect for meal prep. Let's get started. We're gonna begin with some chicken thighs. I have about 6 bone-in, skin-on chicken thighs here. You can use the whole leg of a chicken if you'd like with a drumstick. I like the leg meat the best, so the chicken thighs or the drumsticks because they stay nice and juicy. But you can adjust the time if you're using breast, that would be good too. Or you can use a whole chicken, you would just need much more marinade for it. So let's make the marinade. In a pitcher over here, I'll add 2 tablespoons of tomato paste, about 3 or 4 tablespoons of olive oil, 4 garlic cloves that are grated, 2 to 3 tablespoons of white balsamic vinegar. I like the white balsamic vinegar because it's slightly sweet and it offsets the acidity that's in the tomato paste. If you don't have the white balsamic, you can definitely use dark balsamic for this. It'll just be a little bit darker in the end. Season it with a little bit of salt and freshly cracked black pepper, 1 or 2 heaping teaspoons of oregano and some crushed red pepper flakes, a little pinch of cinnamon, about 1/4 teaspoon is all you need. Mix that all up until it's combined. It's looking a little bit thick to me, so I'll add a little bit more of the white balsamic vinegar to this. If you're completely out of balsamic vinegar, you can use lemon juice instead, and then add about 1 teaspoon of honey just to add a little bit of sweetness to it to offset the acidity. Mix it all up and then spoon this over your chicken on both sides and rub it in really well so that way it's fully coated. Toss it around so that way the chicken is coated in that marinade. You can let this marinate for a few hours or even overnight. If you're in a hurry, you can pop this in the oven right away. My oven is preheated to 425 degrees Fahrenheit. This is gonna bake for about 35 minutes or until the internal temperature reaches 165 degrees Fahrenheit, and then it's ready to serve. And just like that, the chicken is ready. It took about 35 minutes, but it just depends on your oven. You can cook it a little bit lower. You could even you can put this in your air fryer. If you have one of those air fryers that look kind of like a mini oven, like a larger toaster oven or a smaller conventional oven or convection oven, then I would recommend that you do that. Otherwise, you're gonna lose a lot of the marinade if you're gonna put this in an air fryer. You can make it in the oven first or the convection oven and then toast these in the air fryer afterwards to get a little bit more of a crispy skin on top. But if you put these in the air fryer, like I said, that marinade is kind of gonna drip off and you won't have it as a sauce on the bottom. Like this, they're perfect because the skin got crispy, the chicken inside is juicy. You can do skinless chicken if you like. If you're counting calories, you can definitely leave the skin off, and the outside of the chicken is gonna get a little bit of crispiness, especially because that marinade is gonna stick to the top and cook to be a little bit more crispy. I would also add coriander to this. Dried coriander would be great. I had it on my recipe list, but I forgot to add it on my ingredient list, but it's still perfectly delicious. I like to serve this with my Mediterranean rice pilaf and some tzatziki on the side, a nice salad, and you'll have a meal on the table ready in under an hour. Let's do the taste test. And there's not that much of that tomatoey sauce in the pan, but I like to pour as much of it as I can over my chicken. So good. The skin is crispy and so flavorful. The inside of the chicken is juicy and perfectly cooked. You can't beat this. You don't have to serve this with rice if you're watching your carbs. You can shred this up and put it in a wrap or something like that. There are so many different options. Serve it with cauliflower rice. But it is a delicious recipe that I hope you try. You can print it out on the website, dimitrasdishes.com. Give it a try. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. If you want to learn how to make the Mediterranean rice pilaf, click over here and I'll see you right over there. Yes, us.